Otherwise, he would have been named in somewhere in the
15,
mid
16
20s.
somewhere. Yeah,
So
yeah.
he is. I have seen this thing, that list. I've seen the list. Let me see where Sami is. So that's the indication where Sami will play or not. Sami will play the
Yeah.
entire, because he has to make a comeback. So that's why. So
Yes,
as
yes,
you
yes.
said, Rahul, correctly, Sami could have been flown. His UK is a 24 hours flight going business class. You
Correct.
could remove a jet lag. You got a four days, another 10 days to start a test match. Why don't you take
Correct.
outside? You can equally, if your batters are not doing well, your batters are doing well, that's a separate story. Then they
Right.
could have, then my old theory that Ajinkya Rahane could have come in at the
That's
last
what we
day.
have
But batters
decided.
are doing well, no
Absolutely.
question. I do not
Absolutely.
need any extra reinforcement. But I feel Karun Nair will score 100. And
So
Anshul
that's a big
Kambo
call,
takes,
which we'll decide. We'll discuss this. Karuna scoring 100 from Kunal. This is something we'll discuss post the match. So you think without a rain interruption, this
Anshul
is
Kambo
2-2.
is 5 wickets, Karun Nair 100.
Okay, so this is a 2-2 for you. This
Yes.
test. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. A warm welcome to another round of round the clock cricket with me, Rahul. Today we have our experts Kunal, Sagar, and Sudip. We will be reviewing the Old Trafford test today and basically discussing the moot point whether India and whether India out of 13.5 out of 15 sessions, keeping it with them, they lost some vital moments, very, very crucial slip ups, which led to losing 1-2. So we will basically discuss and know from each of us basically what went wrong and what needs to be done, and also a bit on the sim selection, which will come along with the discussions. So my first speaker today is Kunal Mukherjee, who will deliver on the sessions which will lead us to even winning the test match. Over to you, Kunal.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Yes, as a big debate, I support the statement of Ravi Shastri that India could have been 3-0 up. And that's why I like Ravi as a coach, his mindset, his thought process. Awesome. A young team, nobody thought of playing such a good cricket. And India actually, as you rightly said, out of 15 sessions, India were in a commanding position from 13 and a half sessions, which is absolutely true. First test, last day, last two sessions, India blown away. Lord's test, Edgbaston test, India definitely played well and won the test. Lord's test, last day, first session. So three session, you cost two test matches. So I feel I will not criticize the team because that's what the inexperience is. That's how the team will I'll learn their lessons. I cannot say they have done this mistake or that mistake. Uh, for me, first session we have seen many collapses in the first session of the test match in with any countries. Some Australia get bundled out in 47, out within 50 against South Africa. India gets bundled out in 36. So we have seen these collapses with our megastar batting lineup as well. When you are down on 58 for 4 overnight score, you have got a mental pressure that if I lose another two, though you got five batters with you, and but still you do not want to fancy your chances. You play defensive. Like if you have seen, India lost a test match by 22 runs. 22 runs. So if you see if Jadeja would have tried at least two big hits, and Bumrah shouldn't have fancied his chances playing a pull shot, he was not the player who was been chosen to hit the shot. It was Jadeja, senior partner, more commanding player as a batter, but still Bumrah fancied his chances and tried to put a hook shot. So I cannot blame Bumrah after playing 57 balls. You cannot restrict yourself. These are got a natural instinct of a bowler to playing a shot like a batsman. So that what happens. So I feel India played
So,
well.
Kunal, are you blaming Jadeja here or not?
I am not blaming Jadeja. He doesn't have any option. See, when you bat with tail, you got little thing to do. If he suppose he try a shot and he get out. But what did you say? Are Jadeja could have stayed with Bumrah and Siraj. So he was actually living on a double-edged sword. So it's very difficult when to attack. Now he it is not that he has not tried. He has not didn't get the ball as well. England bowled pretty well, pretty full outside the off. He has not bowled his pads. Otherwise, he could have fancied the chances. He played 81 tests. We have not played a single one. So it's very difficult to criticize a person who played 81, 82 days. And I'm played not a single one. So he has the capability to hit sixes, but he didn't get the right ball to hit. So overall, India played three test matches really well. I'm looking forward to the next test. As India has a lot of injuries, major blow will be Akashdeep because he's a man in form. Prashid Krishna, bit of out of touch. Arshdeep is a big blow again. He could have played instead of Akashdeep in place of Akashdeep, but that is not happening. And then the Kuldeep thing is that he might come to play, but then India will be one or two bat shorter in that particular thing. So India really in a very difficult situation. They have called Kamboj,
Anshul Kamboj. Anshul
Anshul
Kamboj.
Kamboj as a backup. He
Backup.
bowled fast. He bowls pretty fast. He bowled 140 plus.
Correct.
He played really well for his franchise in a yellow jersey.
Yeah.
Good promising talent bowled in India A2. So, but
Anshul Kamboj in the county match bowled at 150. So, Kunal,
yeah,
he might be a surprise. He might be a surprise at
could be,
150.
could be, could be.
Could
You
be.
need a pace. You need pace. So, looking forward to have this person and people. These are amazing team. I
So,
might say, is an amazing team we have.
I will ask you a question which is going rounds, and Sagar just mentioned it before you joined. Dhruv Jurel as a batsman or Karun Nair last chance?
I'll give Karun Nair a last chance. If you have seen his batting very closely, uh, you are not 50 for 2 or 50 for 3. Last test is happened because Karun Nair got out. Otherwise, you're 90 for 2, then safely he is negotiating the new ball, take the shine off, playing 70, 80 deliveries for his 40, hard fought 40, 40, 50. So it's not that
Hard
he's
fought.
not he's out of the place. No, he is not out of the place. He is not able to convert his 40s to 50s. That's a problem. But I will give him a benefit of doubt. He's coming back 8 hours, 8 years to a test team, playing this different condition. He's not making his comeback in a home series. He's making his comeback in a away series.
Away series. Very true.
So the lack of confidence, the person is not confident, because he knows that after scoring a 300, I got dropped. So how many runs I have to score to be there in the team? So he's a bit tentative. You can make out from his shot making to his stop playing. He's not this kind of player. He can play shots. So I feel Karuna should have a look at it.
So your
Not
team
Dhruv Jurel
basically
as a
is Karun
batsman.
Nair at 3.
Remember, he's a very good slip fielder too. You need a good slip fielder too. And
But the
Karun Nair,
general expert
I
opinion
feel
is
Karun Nair will
Karun
score.
Nair has been
I
given
feel
enough
Karun Nair.
chances. That's the
Yeah,
general opinion.
I feel Karun Nair will score his first 100 after this 300 Old Trafford.
Okay. Okay. So that's a bold call, Kunal. 300 for 100 from Karun Nair. So you're saying Karun at 3 and PK and Bumrah. Bumrah keeps his place and PK
Yeah,
coming back.
yeah. Don't forget, Karun Nair coming in England to started with the double hundred.
Correct. That match also we saw. And PK comes back and Shardul comes in place of Nitish. So that is another contentious because both are been flops this series.
That one chance I might take if Anshul Kamboj comes in place of PK. That might Gautam Gambhir, you file. There are a lot of people who find him a different coach, but I might say he innovates. You might see Anshul Kamboj is debuting for India in place of PK. Because both are same kind of a hit the deck bowler. So Anshul Kamboj, world has not seen him much. So that's a surprise package for the India can be
But
there.
at the same time, the
Maybe in place of Nitish Reddy, what India can experiment, you already have Washington in place, Ravindra Jadeja as an all-rounder. So two all-rounder you have. You might see, I'm not sure, Manchester is cold,
very
quite
cold.
cold because that's the northern side of the UK.
Northern side of UK.
So otherwise, you would have seen Kuldeep Yadav playing in
Of
place of
course.
Nitish Reddy.
I also thought Kuldeep to be playing. But one
I'm
thing.
not seeing. India might go 4 pitches.
Yeah,
Which
what I wanted
Shardul
to
comes
ask you,
in.
Kunal, my last question.
Yeah.
Fourth test match, a series decider. India might go 1-3 down, could be 2-2. In such a high pressure scenario, a newcomer. The other part of the question, the glass half
See,
empty. Do you want a newcomer to be pushed in such a high pressure scenario?
See, for me, it's an ideal situation for it's ideal situation for any newcomer to come in and play because you can make your impact like this. You tell me a match where the people have come in and become a
Hmm.
superstar has not taken the pressure. In any
Correct.
whether you play a decider, whether you are series
Hmm.
ahead, a
Hmm.
newcomer for me is the first test. Is the first test. Whether you are 5-0 up or you are 4-1. What Anshul Kamboj is the first test for him. Whether India are playing a decider or not, it doesn't make any sense to him. In his mind, he'll go how I'll bowl, how my run-ups will be, how rhythmic I will be, whether my ball will be going to the right direction, my seam position will be right or not. He will not concentrate on the overall picture that India will win or not at this first place.
So you are
First,
saying
he's
you will
try
not
to
have
compose his
nerves.
mind first, then the team. That's the mindset of a player when he makes his debut or any match. It could be
No, this is a
anything.
pressure cooker match. This is not the first match of the series. This is the fourth and could be the decider. That's why
Could be,
playing him might be a
could be.
risk.
But I'm telling you why this Indian team is playing brilliantly. They were underdogs. This Indian team was no brainer. Nobody puts in any chance, an outside chance to this Indian team. That's why these
Correct.
people are scoring every inning. They score more than 350 runs, except the last
Correct.
innings of Lords.
Hmm.
They don't have any pressure. They said, "Let me go and let me play. Let me explore myself. Let me apply myself." And they're playing brilliantly because we don't have pressure. So what you said is a decider. Maybe now India in the situation that we feel all right. India is competing, so there's a chance to decide, equalize the score. But who might knows? They say this is the decider. Let me play a big hand 2-2, and then we'll win the fifth test and go home with a banging series. This is going to happen.
Okay, Kunal, thank you so much. So your take
My
is
pleasure.
with the new team, maybe Anshul Kamboj, last chance to Karun Nair, and you think this would be a 2-2.
I'm not sure. I might be completely wrong. Where is Umesh Yadav?
Correct. That was a good one.
Where
Correct.
is Umesh Yadav?
Where is Bhuvaneshwar Kumar then?
Bhubi is lack pace. Umesh
Hmm.
in these conditions are very lethal bowler. Very
He's
lethal bowler.
lethal because he has that swing in his arm. So when
Exactly. So you are
that's
not picking those
dangerous.
kind of a player, and you're picking these people who have got a injury. You're picking PK. Hmm. So selectors also need to see the things beyond. It's not about age, Rahul. It's about the skill set.
Yeah,
Skill set.
yeah.
Cricket is
Very
a
true.
game of
That we
skill. It's not
decided in
about
the
age.
first podcast. That is, the team selection was not very right.
No, it's not about age. I feel India become too critical when you say you cross 35, 36. Are if someone is eagerly playing at 36 even and fit to bowl at 135, 36 and moving the ball around, has decent experience in that, why don't you, if you're calling Anshul Kamboj, why can't you call Umesh Yadav from a domestic circuit and play him? Because he has got the match fitness.
I thought Shami could have been flown. A lot of people said half fit
Could
Shami would
be,
have been
could be.
better.
Why not? Or why not? We think he's in a match fit. If he was 5
Correct.
overs spell, still he'll be
No,
fit to bowl and wicket.
by the way, Shami has already been picked for the Dalit Trophy for
Lalit
Bengal.
Trophy, which means that he has to come back for
Have
the
you have
face
you
the
seen the
grind and
list?
come back.
Have you seen the
Yes,
list?
yes.
Correct.
Where is
Listen.
Sami's name?
No, Shami is there. Shami is in the 20 probables.
No, Sami's name is the number one.
Oh, yes,
Hmm.
yes.
That
That way.
Ah.
means he will be playing this Ranji Trophy.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, he will.
Otherwise, he would have been named in somewhere in the
15,
mid
16
20s.
somewhere. Yeah,
So
yeah.
he is. I have seen this thing, that list. I've seen the list. Let me see where Sami is. So that's the indication where Sami will play or not. Sami will play the
Correct.
entire, because he has to make a comeback. So that's why. So
Yes,
as
yes,
you
yes.
said, Rahul, correctly, Sami could have been flown. His UK is a 24 hours flight going business class. You
Correct.
could remove a jet lag. You got a 4 days, another 10 days to start a test match. Why don't you take
Correct.
outside? You can equally, if your batters are not doing well, your batters are doing well, that's a separate story. Then they
Yeah.
could
Correct.
have, then my old theory that Ajinkya Rahane could have come in at
No,
the
that's
last
what we
time.
have
But batters
decided.
are doing well, no
Absolutely.
question. I do not
Absolutely.
need any extra reinforcement. But I feel Karun Nair will score 100. And
So
Anshul
that's a big
Kamboj
call,
takes,
which we'll decide. We'll discuss this. Karuna scoring 100 from Kunal. This is something we'll discuss post the match. So you think without a rain interruption, this
Anshul
is 2-2.
Kamboj 5 wickets, Karun Nair 100.
Okay, so this is a 2-2 for you. This
Yes.
test.
We are winning the series 3-2.
Okay, thank you, Kunal. Thanks so much. You had a real detailed discussion. First time from Kunal. Be with us. We'll close it with you again.
Sure,
Sagar,
sure.
moving to you, the mental condition which we had discussed, that we will cover this with Rajiv. India 13.5 out of 15 sessions. Where is the mental condition losing for India? Is it a mental condition or is it skill sets? King from Kunal, the skill set issue. So you will mainly harp on that in your discussion. Over to you, Sagar.
So first and foremost, if you ask me about the mental conditions, I think no one will. I mean, what happened in Edgbaston was something of a proof of this mental, so-called mental scenario of the Indian team. They were supposed to win that match, 370 odd runs to in their kitty in the fourth innings. They already got 5 wickets down, still around 70, 80 runs to be scored. Could have won the match. Very close match, fifth session, fifth day, last session. Somehow England played well and obviously they won that match. But how and well they came back on Edgbaston, they dominated day one till dominated day five. So, if you ask me about the mental condition, mental strength of this team, I have no problem with that. Where is the problem? If you want to, I go back to the original question you were asking to Kunal in this respect. Where was the problem? I would say the problem is again, which I feel, and though I mean it's not just I feel, I have data and everything to prove. The only place, this 13.5 against 15, and that 1.5, which England has won, so called altogether, are the ones is only that experience that has actually led India's downfall. Experience. Be it in the first test, you call it, had India had that experience down the order, they would have actually scored above 500 in both the innings. That's point number one in the first test. Leads. They rectified that in first test, in the second test in Edgbaston. They were miles ahead of England. In the third test, they were miles ahead of England. Yes. Where did they lose it? After they actually, I will say, while Kunal said fourth day in the morning, yes, it looked apparent over there. But I would say bringing in Akashdeep in the last session was a mistake because great teams don't bring in a night watchman. Too many great teams don't bring in night watchmen. We still had around 3.5 overs to play in that. And if the problem, I'll tell you what happens is when you bring a night watchman, the established batsman over there, in that respect, it was Rahul. He is bound to take that one run and give Akashdeep the strike so that Rahul does not get out. And the if worst case scenario kuch bhi ho jata hai, to at least the night watchman can get out. But you also have to remember if the night watchman gets out, it was the fourth wicket down. Had India not brought in Akashdeep and brought in, I mean, I may be wrong at that point of time, India could have still lost another wicket in the way of Rishabh Pant. But I would have still said, why not Rishabh Pant? That's point number one. Maybe injury giving another night's time. Okay, fine. But you also have to understand the English bowlers everybody knew would have come back in a better rigor on the fifth day after a night's rest. This would not have happened had they took the wicket. See, how did they get the wicket? Number one, Jaiswal, one of the worst shots you can play as an opener. Number two, Karun Nair leaves the ball complete brain fade, I would say. Number three, uh, Shubman Gill, I mean, he could not adjust to that moment at that point of
I
time.
will just interrupt you, Sagar, here. Jaiswal, very pertinent point. A brilliant 100 at Perth. The rest four test matches, average. Brilliant 100 in the first test match, blotting out. Is it a tapering out issue for the whole world wants to be a successor of Sunil Gavaskar? A lot of people say he's a successor of Sunil Gavaskar. But first test match 100, then he fades out. Is it a problem with him? Now, I want to ask you this.
Sir,
Because
I'll tell you. My point of view is very simple. Find me another batsman who, at his age, has got a test in all the SENA countries except South Africa, where he is not played. You will not find any.
no, South Africa
So
has played.
yes,
He played in South Africa. He played.
he played
He,
I think
two day test.
one
Two,
test,
two, two.
one
He
or two
played two
tests,
test
two tests.
matches. Two tests.
So, anyways, so what I'm trying to say is, please, and by the way, he's already scored he's the fastest to 2000 run, joint fastest to 2000 run in terms of innings already. So, I mean, he's doing something somewhere really well to be in this scenario. Yes, he's making a mistake. That's where I come up to Rahul. This team, with experience, and I think you've told it a lot of times also, and in the social media, I've read about your points over there, and I completely agree. This team with around, holistically, this team with around 15 tests in their back will be a completely different test. The bowling, see, when did Virat Kohli start winning? Virat Kohli, with his pace battery, started winning where where each and every pace bowler was around 40 test matches old. How much is this team's bowling test trend?
That too we have
We've,
discussed a number of
we've
times.
discussed, and that's why I'm saying no, no, no. With Jaiswal, yes, there needs to be some discussion with the batting
Yeah,
coach,
that's what I'm
uh,
saying because his
with
pattern of
Anshu.
fading out is same. First is big 100, then he 40, 30, and then he's fading out badly. Which you
No,
said that the
he
short,
scored an
yeah,
89, by the way.
yeah. That third, I mean, the out which you discussed, it was a horrible dismissal
Yeah,
from a
yeah,
person who
that's
scores 170.
exactly, that is exactly what I'm saying. So where we are missing out, long story short, is as of now, what I feel, your first question, as of now, where we are missing out on the very, very mental aspect of experience. Had the experience been there, we would have not been 2-0. As Ravi and Kunal also said, and Ravi Shastri said, we should
3-0
have
should
been
have been.
3-0 up, which is fine. Now I go to the next level. Now, what mental, and trust me, all the players without any experience also, they have played in super cooker, pressure cooker situations in the IPL. These guys do not have problem with pressure, by the way. They know how to play in
No, but
pressure.
IPL is a 20 over match. This is a 90 over 5-day match.
I
You
know,
have
I
to
know. I
understand
mean,
the
I
red ball, white
completely
ball thing.
red ball, white ball. But what I'm saying is a mental setup does not. Mental setup comes up from the IPL itself because over there, think of it: a Rishabh Pant with a 28 crores booty on his bounty on his almost kitty does not score a single run, almost a single run. He scores ducks after single digit score, scores 100, where in an inconsequential last match, such was the pressure of that amount that he does that somersault, which was of no use at that point of time. So these guys know how to play in pressure. Rahul, let's make no mistake about it. Yes, test match has a different skill set. You may talk about skill set, but and how to apply that is way different than what it would be on a 20 over match. But the fact of the matter still remains is they know how to play under pressure. Problem is experience. Had this been a T20 match, they would have walked, run over England. T20 series. It's not a T20 series, it's a test. England is winning a few of the critical moments because they have that experience. Now, the second part of the story, where does and how does India pick themselves up? First and foremost, I think Ravi Shastri started this whole thing. Forget whatever has happened, even after 36 all out. He said to the guys, he said, I have never spoke. On that evening, I did not speak to any of the players. They knew what they were old enough and matured enough to understand what went wrong. I just left them on their own. I spoke to them next day and I said, after the thing, let's go out for lunch. Nobody expected that. So, and this team, somehow I also have a feeling they may not have won it, but their body language and their thing is not bad. I mean, they will pick it up with the injuries itself. And while I was honestly not thinking Anshul Kamboj to be a part of the team, but yes, on hindsight, when Kunal picks this topic up, I also may like to remind you Anshul Kamboj happens to be a better batsman than Akashdeep, by the way. He has a better first class average. He has a better India A average also. So, and he bowls a faster delivery and a heavy delivery also. So, if Anshul Kamboj comes in, the Indian batting lineup only gets longer than shorter. That can happen. But crossing my heart, I still feel somehow Prasidh Krishna may come back. May come back. I would not like that to happen, but may come back to the team. But I'm completely in cognizance with Kunal when he says, and I completely agree with him. He may not have scored the big 50s and the hundreds, but he's the big hundreds. But what he's done is he's himself eaten up around 15 overs in every innings that he has played himself, and manage it with another good player like Rahul on the other side. They are playing a lot of overs. So by the time Shubman Gill comes in, it is approximately 35-40 overs old, the match.
agree perfectly with you, both of you. My question
Hmm.
is, if you look at number three, and historically, since Don Bradman, I'm talking historically, number three is a place where you eat up the balls and you score runs also. If you consider a classic Rahul Dravid or a classic Cheteshwar Pujara
True,
or a
true,
David
true,
Gower. David Gower
true.
was a different class. He used to score very fast. He was elegant like
Hmm.
Saurabh. But
Hmm.
number three will runs also. What Farooq Engineer said, I don't see Karun Nair as a beautiful 30. I want to see at
Hmm.
least 80. So
Hmm.
why that ugly 80 is not happening, Sagar?
See, I'll
And
tell
when
you,
you
I
know that
saw.
after 8 years you have come back and you have to score because this could be a last chance ever. He's 34, running out of time. So that question I also for Kunal was that why a beautiful 30? He is hitting up the balls fine, but he has to
I,
score. He's a three. He's not a four. He's one down. One down. If you look at the history of India, Paulie Umrikar, Vijay Hazare, Lala Amarnath, some of the greatest batsmen in the history of India has been superb players. Karuna, actually, I know it's not his favorite position. He has been pushed. But how do you then if he is given a last chance, I think Sai will play. But if he is given a last chance, then what is the adjustment that you see from him? This is my last question to you.
See, the first and foremost, what I in the all the innings that he has got out, except the last one, which was a brain fade, I would say.
Absolutely.
Except that, what happens is he was playing nicely. He was leaving the balls outside off stump. So if you ask him, was he weak outside the off stump, which Virat Kohli was for a period of time in England? No, he was not. He did not have the weakness outside the off stump. Did he have a weakness with the fast delivery? No, he was not having. Where was he getting stuck? So what happens is when you come back after 8 years, exactly what you said, the you put yourself in this pressure that I have this may be my last, this may be my last, and more so with the 300 last I scored 300, then I got dropped. So all these things, it's just a human brain. You can't run away from it. So what is happening is if you see his batting, when he is actually planting his front foot forward, and then from there he's trying to maneuver the bat and score the runs. So when that kind of a thing happens, and that's not Karun Nair, by the way, if you've seen. So when that starts happening, you are inevitably you're locked up, and your leg side play is completely. You're a
Limiting your leg side.
candidate for a leg before, and also you are a candidate when your leg side play is completely locked up. And if the bowlers bowl you straight, you are actually getting stuck. This is exactly what is happening with Karun Nair. So what I feel he needs to do is he needs to play a bit more, and I think Kunal can explain it better. I think Karun Nair should start playing the ball a bit late because he's playing the ball much faster. He should play the ball a bit late and at least beside the body instead of like what Jaiswal generally does, beside the body rather than playing ahead of the body. That I think that would be I don't know. I haven't played. I don't know anything, but that's what my take on it is when I see
No,
cricket
that's what
match.
Rajdeep Sardesai also said in the first, that
Okay.
to answer to Kunal's question, that Shubman Gill and KL would be the two people who would be successful because KL plays very late. And
Yeah.
in England, it is on the air and not on the pitch. So you have to play late. That is very critical. I think Kunal was right, but to an extent, Karan Nair has to play late. And you were right also. I think he is locking his right leg and he's not moving it. He's not moving it.
Not
He's
right.
getting caught
His left leg. His
left.
Left
That's
left
leg.
what I'm
leg is
saying.
not moving.
Left
Hmm.
moving.
Problem is
But
that if you have please see the highlights of how Karuna get out in the first innings. He
yes.
was driving the ball. He has been taken a blunder by the Ollie Pop, I guess.
Yes. That was a
Recovers.
blinder.
Yes. Yes.
He got out.
Covers. Correct.
After scoring a good 40, the pitch of a delivery by Ben Stokes came
True.
out.
Yes. Hmm.
So, except the last test match, what Sagar is mentioning,
Hmm.
he actually not played bad. He has not played any rash shots. No.
No. No.
Did
No.
he
No.
try
Hmm.
to put a hook shot or pull shot from off stump to leg stump like Jashwal? No, he
Hmm.
didn't. So team management also see, how you are applying yourself. That whether the person is sticks there, trying their hard, trying his level best to score runs, but somehow or the other, these things are discussed in dressing room. Let me tell you very honestly that
Yeah. Yeah.
how the suppose I am making an comeback and I got a in swing Yorker, I could do hardly could do anything about it. So I'll have the sympathy from the team. No, fine. He deserves another chance. I'm telling you, all the 5 tests this Karuna will play. Don't
Yeah.
get me
Yeah.
wrong.
Even I believe it. I believe it. He's playing all the five
Let's see.
tests.
Let's see. I
Okay.
don't know. It
See,
could be.
see, one thing is good with Gautam Gambhir. He If he likes some players, he will not change it over.
He will take it to the last mile. To the last mile. Agreed.
He'll give you all his chances, and Karuna will play some home series too before he been chucked out of the team. The
See,
player you
that's
mentioned,
exactly. Mhm.
that player
Let's
you
see.
Sorry.
mentioned,
I'm
Rahul,
not sure,
the
but let's
player you
see.
mentioned as a number three, successful player, number three for India in last 20 years, you tell me two players and their strike
Pujara and
rates.
Dravid.
What is the strike rates?
The strikers would be Dravid was 40s, and Pujara, I'll be little more than Dravid, a little more than Dravid maybe.
So if Karunar is number three, if Karunar is your number three, why the Karunar is number three? You have to understand. India doesn't want to put Submal Gill as number three because this
And
challenges
they
in
are
England
protecting Gill. That is
examinations.
obvious. They are
They're
protecting
protecting
Gill.
Gill, their captain, which anyone
Yeah.
team would do. Number second point, the Karunar is willing to bat at number three.
Yes.
Hmm.
For
He
the
has
team.
given his consent. He's a middle order batsman. Understand? He made
Hmm.
his comeback in Vijay
Hmm.
Hazare Trophy or Ranji Trophy,
Hmm.
scoring
Hmm.
five consecutive hundreds, scoring 800
Hmm.
runs consecutively by batting at
Hmm.
the middle orders at number five, not at number three.
Hmm. Hmm.
A person who bats at domestic circuit at number five in a dry
Correct.
pitches, playing spinners
Correct.
well, he hardly
Hmm.
had got any opportunity to play spin.
Correct.
So,
True.
so you have to take these things into consideration. My selection criteria was a 10th board score. Now you are asking me to prepare for an IIT. That's a separate story altogether. But I'm still, he is making an attempt and to answer all the questions to he get
Oh,
score.
he's trying to. I'm not denying it. Only problem is 8 years gap. And the age is 34.
It's
That
it's
too,
it's, it's, it's only it's does he
it's going against him, both of
he is
them, I
he's scoring
guess.
in double digits. He's getting the runs like VVS. If you scores his initial days now, you
Ha
see
ha. Very
Rahul
true.
VVS. You compare this with VVS. I have seen VVS very closely. First 30 runs, fluent 30, and then he got out. You should get
Yes.
out.
Yes.
I
The first
once I
two
speak.
years he
I
played
once I
really
got
well on the
opportunity in
age.
Eden Garden. I spoke to VVS. I
Hmm.
said you scored 30 brilliant 30. And when his aura and background was that he scored loads of runs in domestic circuit 300, 200, all big hundreds. VVS
Hmm.
is known for his big hundreds and big double hundreds. But
Correct.
still, he is not able to. He first in against South Africa in his debut, he scored a 50 in a Kanpur. It's a very tough wicket
Correct.
against
Very.
Alan Donald and Fanny de Villiers, all
Green
those stuff.
Park.
And it,
Green
that was a
Park.
fantastic
In a
100.
Green Park, in a very
Good.
deadly combination wicket. And he broke his wrist also in West Indies as opener. So
Correct.
those are days that India have tried all these with VVS, but when VVS come to his own original place at six and at three also,
That is also a debatable thing. I mean, in India, a lot of players have been pushed to play at positions they are not comfortable. KL Rahul, big example again. Never wanted to open, got
VVS
comfortable
would
at
have been
opening.
a wonderful number three, but you cannot remove Rahul Dravid.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
True.
obvious, you can't. You couldn't.
See, Amal Majumdar could
Did
not
not
play a
play a
test
match.
match, could
Yes.
not play in India
That is,
because of
yes.
five.
So many
It's not
players
his
could
fault.
not play because of the Fab Four. So many players couldn't
He's
play.
a, there are so many Rajinder Goyals and Padmanabh
Yes.
Correct.
Sivarkar.
Yes.
Both of them couldn't play for
So
Bishan
so
Beauty.
so
Yeah.
so these are the irony of life. And Karun Nair,
Yeah.
I feel he earned his chances. He earned his
Correct.
place in the
That's
team. He
what
earned
he
it.
did.
He has not compromised. कि नहीं मुझे chance दे दो और फिर I'll play. He scored big
No.
runs, loads of runs in domestic cricket.
He could
So
not be. I mean, obviously, he
so
was not to be
as
neglected.
a
I mean, his
sports
runs
lover,
were heavy.
I told you. I'm just sorry. I'm sorry. I'm hijacking your session, but
No. No.
just I
No.
could
No.
not restrict myself. I just wanted to say that I really fascinates to see young talent does well in their first match or second match. That gives a lot of age to the team. If
Yes.
Anshul
Correct.
Kamboj take 5 wickets, the
No,
Indian
we'll
team
put this
management.
as the number one header because Anshul Kambuj is, you're saying 5 wickets, Karuna are 100. That's a huge call, Kunal. Huge call. I'm telling you,
No,
both are huge calls.
I'm
Happen.
fine. I'm fine. I'm being a sports lover.
Oh,
I
you
always
Yes.
good
so
call.
I always
Anshul Kambuj, I
optimize.
don't
I
know.
always being optimistic about all playing. Even every match, whatever little amount I play, I visualize scoring 100 next day, and then I score a zero. That's a separate story. But I have to
Correct.
visualize the positivity among the team that
Correct.
this player
Correct.
has the Anzul Kamboj is walking to a team which has been there 18 members long team. You understand? And then
Correct.
Anshul Kamboj suddenly get a call in place of
Hmm.
so many people we are talking, Mohammad Shami, Umesh Jadhav,
Yes.
who's not. You
A
have
lot
got
of
Emil
players.
Plenty, Mayank Jadhav, who was Umran Malik. There are a lot of options. Why Anshul Kamboj? So the play, see, we sometimes we feel that we are seeing the cricket, but you understand there are BCCI who has got our spotters and ex-players, and they send to every ground.
Yeah, yeah.
Virat Kohli was in the list of the emerging player. Started traveling with the senior team as the emerging player. He didn't play
Correct.
first few series, but
Mm.
Being Sarkar said it's fine, but put him in the team, let him understand the culture, needs practice, the difference between international and domestic. So that's how Anshul Kamboj will be an asset for you if he's can keep his fitness.
We need that number 7 position, which is Shardul and Nitish. I don't think both of them are working, so that could be if he happens.
Shardul
Then
is
it's
my
great.
favorite. How he can turn the match, even in the first
You
test.
never know
Clearly,
how Shardul can come over
you,
in
you
England. He's
remember
said
we three were speaking. I said
Lords.
Shardul will take 3 wickets. He could take two back to back, and India was
Well, the
suddenly become
problem
under the
is
driving
we
seat of the
need a
match.
seaming all-rounder who can bat. Shardul and Nitish both have flopped in the 3 matches they played. So the worry part is the batting. The reason why we need a 8 batters
Rahul,
and one bot.
how long I am working as a profession? How long? What is the years I have?
20
30
plus.
years. 30 years.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
20 years I'm
Hmm.
working and I got another 20 to go. 40 years of
Hmm.
career. How
Hmm.
can I judge a player in 3 test matches?
No, no,
One of
but
them,
the point.
and especially when they shown a lot of promises. Nitish
Correct.
Randi scored 100 in the BGD at the age of 21. Remember their age is
Correct.
21, 22. Shardul Thakur won couple of matches single-handedly for India. One of them
Yes,
in UK.
in
So
Gabba.
in Gaba as
One in
well.
Gabba.
So they will not win you matches every day. These
I,
people will be adding a surprise package for the opponents in sometimes.
Mhm.
These are their USP. You never know. Shardul Thakur has got a very uncanny knack of taking wickets.
Shardul, I think, will play in Nitish's. I think. But I also, let me tell you, I think the Indian selectors also I know a little bit. So I think Sai Sudarshan will be playing. I think from whatever I'm reading. But
Full
if
place.
Karuna plays, it's good. But I think Shardul will play. I think Sai will play. I think I am. Uh, that's the way it is.
See,
Thank you, Kunal.
if
Thank you so
yeah,
much.
yeah.
We are running a little short. Sudeep,
Sorry.
sure.
I would like you to dwell on. We'll come to you, Kunal and Sagar both. Sudeep, we want you to dwell a little bit, 5 minutes on the England side. Do they need to do a change with Liam Dawson coming
They have
back?
already, yeah, they have already, yeah. Lost
No, no,
Dawson
in the
has
14.
come back. Yeah, yeah.
No, no, I'm talking of the 11. They will declare the 11 tomorrow.
They have
And my
declared. They
second
have
question
declared.
is,
They have
will they
declared.
declare the 11?
Yeah,
They have
yeah,
not
yeah.
declared the 11.
Yeah, yeah. They have declared the 11. This,
When
the
did they
spinner.
declare?
Yeah, yeah. Today. Some
Today
time back, around
they declared.
Okay.
two, three
So
So
they
hours
what's
are
the
back.
team? What's the team,
they
Sudeep,
got
then in that
Atkinson.
case?
So they got Atkinson now.
Liam Dawson has come back into the side in place of
Okay.
Shoaib
So
Bashir.
he'll be playing in place of
Bashir.
Bashir.
He'll be playing.
In
He'll be
Bashir.
playing.
So they're
Yeah,
getting
yeah, yeah,
3-1, 3-1 again. So they're keeping Atkinson now. So
yeah.
dwell on that change. And I would also like you to dwell on the whatever Kunal and Sagar has said. What do you think is required by India to win sessions in a critical moment so that we make it 2-2? So
I
that's
think
it. Start off with England.
overall, Asha England team. I think this was an expected change. They wanted one spinner in the side. Suppose in the fourth and fifth day, if the wicket offers some kind of assistance to
Manchester
the
is very
spinners.
cold, which Kunal said, and it
I
is very
know,
cold. So
yeah,
I
but
don't know whether Liam Dawson works in that cold.
I know, but the weather has played very good, in all the three test matches, and we were expecting rains, in most of the test matches, but somehow the weather has held up. So maybe they had some other calculations, but this they have replaced a spinner with a spinner. Guy Atkinson, I
Spinner.
think he's just coming back from an injury, so they were not sure, whether he could last, the rigors of
And
playing
also,
three test matches.
Sudeep, just one point over here. Sorry, I barged in. I also
Yeah,
remember
yeah, yeah,
this guy who's coming in, Liam Dawson, is a better batsman also.
yeah, yeah.
So
Better
I'll tell
batsman,
you
That
good
could
what
come
I
into
tactician.
think.
consideration.
I just want to bring in another angle to this whole discussion, and Sudeep, if you can expand on it. I think England is more often in a panic with their batting, if I can say so. The way they had crumbled on
Hmm.
the second test and the way they have crumbled on the third test, second innings also.
Yeah, yeah.
And even in the first innings, by the way, they were in a lot of strife, except
Hmm.
for Joe Root. So I think they're trying to just put in another batsman over there.
Yeah,
more than the bowling.
more
I
than the
think
yeah,
that
more
their
than the
baseball has backfired, which I've written in social media, and they are to an extent Sagar. Yes, their batting needs to be a little bit protected, like India wants up to 8, and that is the reason Liam Dawson is getting
but they are
in
making,
place of
batsman
Atkinson.
friendly pitches now are being done just to
Mhm.
suit their this new style of cricket.
Yes, yes, yes.
So
And
you don't
also
find
one more thing, I can also tell you something, and Sudeep, you can say this also. If it is cloudy, which is it's supposed to be cloudy and not raining in the first 2 days, it's supposed to be cloudy up in the north with a little bit of moisture. The ball is
yeah,
supposed to swing, even if India does not bowl first, and maybe India bowls on the second day also, for that matter, if they get
mm,
bowled out in the first day,
mm,
still it'll have a lot for the swing
our
bowlers.
swing bowlers. Yeah, yeah.
So England,
That's
I that's my gut feeling. I think England is trying to be protective about their batting because they know
I think they're
it's
yeah,
been
yeah, they're
showed up.
wanting
It's been showed up.
to strengthen their batting
Hmm.
lineup with
So, Sudip,
with
what is your take on England's attack? Dear Dawson, Archer, Oaks, Stokes.
see Dawson is not at the same level as Shoaib Bashir.
Yeah.
But this Jofra Archer and the pace attack looks formidable, and especially if the wicket gives some kind of help. So it will be quite a handful, Jofra Archer, Bryden Cars, even Ben Stokes. They will quite be a handful. And Chris Wokes also. Chris Wokes, especially has, if you have noticed, he has figured out, Shubman Gill. He bats way outside the crease. And whenever
Mhm.
Shubman Gill, Chris Wokes bowls, the wicket keeper comes up to the
Mhm.
stumps, and
Yeah,
he
I
cannot.
saw that.
He
True.
has to
Yeah.
stay within the crease. So that has, slightly affected his batting, against Chris Wokes.
Mm. True.
Uh,
True.
yeah. One more thing regarding this England lineup, I think this is more or less a settled side. So nothing much,
Yeah.
this.
But
So,
Sudip, do you
what do
think
you think
Chris?
in
Just a second, Rahul. I had a very pertinent question, and I'll ask this to Rahul also. Do you think after whatever Ben Stokes did and post that win in Lords, he was pretty candid when he said that I'm cooked and I will have at least 2 days to at least walk after this. So, do you think Ben Stokes can carry this workload in this test?
At least this test, yeah, he can. I think he has got, between the two tests, I think there were 7 to 8 days, na gap. eight
Yeah,
nine
days,
yeah,
days? 9 days.
8 to 9
9
9
days
days.
days.
gap. So I think he must have, I think, regained his, fitness by now.
No, no, I'm sure he has regained it, but if
Uh,
required, can he bowl a 10 over spell? That's my question.
10 over spell it's a bit tall order for Ben Stokes, huh, with his
Yeah, yeah,
current
yeah.
level of fitness. But 5-6 overs he can always bowl,
Yeah.
and he has a
No, I
he
was
has
only
a
talking about
he,
the workload management.
has a yeah workload. I don't expect Ben Stokes to take a huge workload. That has to be.
Mm.
In
Now,
fact,
I discussed this in the last
Rahul,
podcast
Rahul, your
also.
take on this? Rahul, your take on this on
Yeah,
the
my take is very clear. I told in the last podcast to Rajiv's question also that Ben Stokes' career is on line as a captain. He is aware of it. So is Brendan McCullum because their loss to win ratio is pretty high because the loss to win is 23-70 now after the third test. So both of their careers are at stake. With Rob Key being very clear that Harry Brook is the all-format captain, which Harry Brook and Rob Key said also in an interview in Sky.
Mhm.
So Ben Stokes, I mean, it would be with a professional player who's played more than 100 tests, knowing that his career is on the line, he's 35, he's not getting younger. He's chopped Johnny Bairstow, one of my favorite England players, one a
Mm.
fantastic player. Johnny Bairstow chopped him very mercilessly to get Jamie Smith. So
By
he
the way,
knows the same
Johnny
thing.
Bairstow said in a recent interview that he wants to come back and play for England.
Obviously, I know, I have read that. That's what I'm coming to. So, and Johnny Bairstow's record as a player is a
Yeah.
phenomenal player, both in white and red. So, I think when Ben Stokes read the, after Headingley, he read the, what writing on the wall, and that, I think that spurred him to bowl that 10 overs, basically. Because he knew that if this happens with all great players, when you push yourself, you know to what level you can push yourself. So that was Sanjana Ganeshan was asked by Sunny Gavaskar also that why didn't you push Sanjana because she's the wife, why didn't you ask Bumrah to play 1-3, all five? So Sanjana said that I cannot as a wife because he knows his body best. Same for Ben Stokes. He knows his body best. I think if this has been India, I wouldn't see Ben Stokes bowling. This was the weather also, as Sudip rightly said. The weather helped Ben Stokes to bowl that 10 because he knew that after that he'll get a 9-day rest, so let him push. It's the same thing Kapil Dev did in Melbourne in 82 also. But Kapil was much younger, he was 24. I think Ben Stokes, even another scenario, might do the same. because Englishmen, they can push themselves. It's like Australians, they can push. But I do not see this test going the same way as uh, Lords, because of the weather, because of the atmosphere, the wicket. Although the wicket, which I heard from Steve Hermison and Alistair Cook today in the Sky Sports podcast, that the wicket is mostly going to be like Lords. It's going to be a batting wicket, but the weather change will be there. So weather will play a different role here, and I do not see neither side scoring too heavily. More than 350, I don't see any side scoring. So I'd like to ask Sudip to conclude on the entire discussion. What is your take on India's mental condition to carry from Sagar, which will... I am okay with India winning seven of the nine sessions, and losing four sessions of the entire 5 days and winning the test match. So what
Yeah.
India needs to do so that the slip doesn't happen?
Yeah,
Sudip.
yeah, the more than the first test, the loss of in the third test has been a more demoralizing, because they came so close. And the first test, was a different, kind of situation where Indian bowlers, including Bumrah, did not bowl that well, and the English batsmen, they they held on to their nerves. But this third test was a big demoralizer. But I am sure that they have got the 8 days, 8 to 9 days rest, and they will come back, definitely come back stronger. This team has the capability. It's just putting things into place. So let's hope that. And regarding the selection of the team, I'll just would like to point out one thing that I'm not very sure whether Rishabh Pant will keep the wickets. Given his injury concern. If
Yes,
Rishabh
I
Pant
also think
doesn't
he
play,
will bat.
he
I
plays
think
as
he
a
will bat.
batsman. He plays only as a
Yeah.
batsman. Then Dhruv Jurel comes in. And in that case, I think they will persist with Karun Nair for one more test at least. I also feel because he has been successful, in negotiating the new ball to a large extent, and that has helped the next batsman, like Shubman Gill,
So
Rishabh
that in
Pant,
that
and
case, Sudip, who sets out? Well, if Jurel
Washington
comes in, who
Sundar.
sets out?
Washington
Jurel
Sundar.
comes.
Sundar
Jurel
six.
comes in. No, no, no. Jurel comes. I am not in favor. Personally, if you speak, I am not in favor of Shardul Thakur, in the playing 11
So you are saying
because that
Sundar plays,
see,
Shardul goes out.
yeah, because you
Okay,
see that the King Kang does not have much confidence in Shardul's bowling. He
true.
was
But the
hardly, he
point,
was,
Sudip, what I'm trying to tell you
and
is
the two
uh,
wickets he took, in the second innings, that was, more like, rash shots than any,
correct.
more than credit
But
to the
but but
bowler.
in Manchester,
Yeah.
I don't think they will play. I don't think they will play Sundar. Manchester
Okay.
wicket, they will not play Sundar. I think personally. If
Okay.
I'll ask Kunal and Sagar again, we'll
And
wind up
I
on this
personally, I
selection.
would prefer, Anshul Kamboj, So give him a chance,
So
he's a
you
new,
and Kunal both saying Anshul Kamboj. That's
yeah, yeah.
interesting. That's an interesting
He's a,
call.
he's a raw talent. So give him a place where, the wicket is also assisting him. And who knows, he might spring a surprise.
Yeah, true.
Okay, so very clear for the first time after a long discussion. Sudeep very clear on his selections. Kunal also clear. So
Yeah.
I would ask you the final question. If Dhruv Jurel plays and Washington Sundar goes out and Shardul plays, do you think it's the right selection? Because that is what it is coming out from the most of the newspapers I am reading.
Yeah.
That Washington
See,
Sundar goes out. Wait, Sudeep, let me
uh,
complete. All three I'll ask. Washington Sundar goes out, Jurel comes in, and Nitish Reddy goes out, Shardul comes in. No Kamboj. If that is the scenario, what is the reaction from Kunal first? What is your reaction if Jurel is replaces Sundar?
See, I'm sitting in Calcutta, not able to see Manchester wicket and the conditions. So
Okay.
definitely, we are giving our opinion based on our understanding
No, but
that
Kunal, you
this
have
could.
played cricket at a level which we have not, and you have played at Eden Gardens also and other grounds
Yeah.
of India.
No,
So,
that's fine, but
given a
not a.
cold, say for example, this is Mohali. Mohali is almost and Dharamsala are conditions which are favorable like England. So, if this was like Mohali in December, would you play Sandeep or would you play Jurel? My question to you straight. If this is December Mohali,
You are you want to play with sorry, you want to play with oh,
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah, we can hear
sorry.
you. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. We in Dhruv Jurel as a playing as a batsman, Sundar is playing as an all rounder. Now Nitish Reddy goes out as a Nitish Reddy goes out as a all rounder will not be same as Dhruv Jurel. So Dhruv Jurel
Hmm.
will can play in place of as a Washington Sundar. If Washington Sundar goes out, then the Anshul Kamboj will be certainly playing because you don't have a bowler. You need to bowl 90 overs in a
Yes,
day.
you need a bowler. I was actually thinking how many bowlers then will we have if Washington goes out?
So you are
Yeah, Nitish
saying
Kumar Reddy will not
Nitish.
play. He's ruled out.
No, Nitish is not there. He's gone back to India. So Nitish Reddy is replaced by by Dhruv Jurel, and Anshul Kambuj comes in place of Sundar.
Sid Krishna, I
Okay.
would say.
Yeah,
Prashid will
that's my
play.
final take.
I think Prashid will play.
Yeah,
Anshul will not be a major simmer. You will have PK, you will have Siraj, and you will have Bumrah. You can't put Anshul as a frontline simmer. That will not happen. I think that will not happen. Sagar,
Okay.
your take on the final selection of Indian side.
Number one is Karun is definitely playing to what I know, on what I understand and hear. Number one. Number two, the recent, as of today's update, which I saw, and few pictures which I saw also, which was released by the Indian team. Uh, Pant was keeping wickets for 45 minutes today, which is just 48 hours before the match. So that looks good. Yesterday, he went to the Manchester United team and he had taken a picture also, which I had shared. And he was his fingers for the first time, we did not see it being bandaged. So I don't know over there. So that's a call. I am still iffy. I still believe, and I believe in what Ravi Shastri said. If Pant has to play as a wicketkeeper. Because if you have an injured finger and you're playing in the outfield, there's a high chance that a ball will come at you and your fingers are not protected and it may get hurt more. So that's what Ravi had said. So I personally still feel I'm still thinking maybe Pant will be the only batsman. If Pant has to field and Jurel has to come in, then in that case I'm supposed to believe that it has to be either Anshul Kamboj or PK, which has to be there, definitely be there, because otherwise the bowling goes very thin.
So you're saying Sundar plays.
I think because I mean that guy's taken 4 wickets, and if the wicket, to what we understand, see, if the wicket is dry, I mean, Manchester had a very dry spell for over 3 weeks before this last 2 days rain. Today it did not rain, as what we understand, and it is not supposed to rain for the next 3 4 days again. So what I understand is if it is and it's well protected, it has a very good drainage system, Old Trafford. So if that is what it is, and if the pitch is again dry to help English batsmen, I still believe this. Yeah, I still believe Washi will play.
So thanks, Sagar. Mostly we have had a discussion on the mental setup, how India should approach this series, and also the team selection. I a little differ from the team selection. I think Jurel will play, and I think Sundar will not play, but Sundar might play, and Anshul might play in place of PK. That can happen. But given the fact that Jurel is batting every day and is batted today also, I think he will play. That's what almost Indian Express and Sports Today both are saying, because on his finger, but he's got a swollen finger. So the big discussion we had is Anshul Kambuj. Two of our experts saying Anshul Kambuj playing. That is a big call. And Karuna scoring 100. That portion, though, I'm going to definitely see and how it works. I think Karuna as a number 3, I personally feel as an expert and seeing cricket for so many years, I personally feel Karuna needs to deliver. If he plays, he has to deliver and a big 100. Has to, because otherwise his time is running out. He's 34. And Indian cricket, Kunal will agree, is very ruthless. It has not given many chance to many people. Even Cheteshwar Pujara has not got a chance in this series. He has been craving to stay. Ajinkya Rahane wanted to speak to Ajit Agarkar, has said openly, I wanted to speak. The selector has not come back. So Indian cricket people are ruthless. You have pushed to retirement, or you want just said goodbye. Virat Kohli wanted to be the captain of the side, and this Satish Hattangadi told me clearly that Virat wanted to captain the side. He was said, no, you have to go as a batter, and he retired immediately. So Indian cricket is difficult. So let's see how it goes. But so final take from all of you. What happens? I am not going to take a call after what happened at Lords and even before Lords. So what happens, Kunal? What do you think happens at Old Trafford?
Uh, yes, India is winning. Simple.
Sagar?
If it doesn't rain, India wins. If it rains, it's a draw.
So they.
At least one day of
I think
rain
it's a
means India.
tough
This
call.
match is a draw.
If it doesn't rain, it could be 50-50, I feel.
I
If it
also feel
doesn't rain,
because Old
yeah.
Trafford, I'm not too sure. Edgbaston, of course, India bridged the fortress. Lords, India definitely had a chance to win because India has played well at Lords. Old Trafford, and the only 100 just to interrupt and tell you, the only 100 has come from Sachin Tendulkar. India has played 14 test matches. The only 100 has come from Sachin Tendulkar in 1990. So that is a ground where India has a lot of jinx. I only wish India plays well and gets the crucial sessions well. And that is where this is a unique series, all of you, where India dominates all the sessions and loses. This is a unique series. I've never seen a series like this in my entire life. Could be due to inexperience, could be due to a lot of factors, other factors with a young team. I personally feel, again, we might have a debate on this. Shubman Gill has to concentrate on his own temper. I think he ran a little high on the temper, which a lot of ex-cricketers say that he shouldn't have run away with a finger to Jack Crawley. We might have a difference in opinion, maybe saying that, yes, he's done the right thing, he's done the wrong thing. My take is he should go a little slow, but he has, on a personal front, really good chance to break Gavaskar's 774, even if he really gets a good shot at Bradman's 974, which is the highest score by any batsman on a series. So he's 607, he's 300 short. If he had a good Lords, he could have had. I personally feel Shubman Gill again key, KL Rahul again key. We'll keep a close eye on Anshul Kambuj and Karun Nair, as Kunal and Sudip both said that Anshul will play. I think Sudip saying this so critically the first time in our series taking a stance. I feel that maybe Anshul might play. That will be a surprise element thrown. Let's see. I think Anshul will. On that note, and on a general note, I also personally feel it's a 50-50. I do not see England winning. I neither see India winning. Rain will play an important role. Third day, very critical. We will definitely come back with the series, and we personally hope that the review will be a very nice one, not like a heartbreak like Lords. And we see India 2-2, so that's a pot boiler if it goes to the fifth test at Oval, in which, gentlemen, Jasprit Bumrah will have to play. There's no other option. That is the important thing. He has to play.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you very good.
Thank you very much. Good night.
Thank you. Good
Thank
night.
you. We meet after the test. Good night.
Good night.